Merry Christmas, everybody! Merry Christmas to all of you. I am the Grand Cat. I am a big old Christmas Grand Cat. Big old Christmas. That's weird. A big old Christmas Grand Cat, and I am giving you all the holiday cheer. Whether you celebrate Christmas, whether you don't, whether you're just having a lovely holiday, I hope you're all spending it with your families. I hope you're all having a lot of fun. I hope you're all having a lot of festivities. You all have some delicious foods, maybe some presents, maybe some drinks. But it is now time for the Grand Cat's number one top favourite wrestler of all time. And this is my favourite wrestler of all time. This is unquestionable. It's undeniable. We had some really, really heavy hitters. Shawn Michaels, The Undertaker, Stone Cold Steve Austin. But number one. It begins with a T. You're going to scroll. We're going to scroll slowly as we get to... There he is. Not Train Up Plus. No. It is the one, the only, the King of Kings, Triple H. Yes, now this is going to be very, very controversial because I know there's a lot of people that do not like him, but hear me out. Triple H is my favourite wrestler of all time. He has went through the most and came out the best. So, let's think about Triple H's career here, because we've got a lot to talk about. So, Triple H started off as a mid-card as Hunter Hearst Helmsley before he started aligning himself, and he was the driver for the Clique, and the Clique was Shawn Michaels, X-Pac, the 1-2-3 Kid, Kevin Nash, and Scott Hall at the time. Sean Waltman is X-Pac's name. And they would like to drink and things, and Triple H was the one that wanted to study. He was the one that was not the driver. No, he was the one that was not the drinker, and he was the driver, and he was going around the mid-cards with them, and because he was part of the Clique, he was getting the push, because really the two big backstage things were the Boneyard Crew, which was Undertaker and Yokozuna and etc., and of course the Clique, which was Triple H, Shawn Michaels and all the rest. And of course there was also another alignment of Bret Hart and his crew as well, so there was a lot going on. And then the curtain call happened, where Scott Hall and Kevin Nash were leaving. It was a house show at Madison Square Gardens, and at the end of the show, the two faces, the two heels, hugged each other, which broke kayfabe, and that made Vince McMahon very, very annoyed. Now, Scott Hall and Kevin Nash both left, so he couldn't punish them. He couldn't punish Shawn Michaels because Shawn Michaels was the champion, so he had to punish Triple H. And Triple H had to go through a whole bunch of crap, losing to Ultimate Warrior in a matter of minutes at WrestleMania. You know, after like Ultimate Warrior just no-sold the pedigree, Triple H's finisher as well, and he had to go through a whole bunch of crap. And then he had to take over D-Generation X after Shawn Michaels left with injury, and he had to pick up the scraps there, which was, you know, not an easy situation to be in. And then he started pseudo becoming the villain because they needed someone else to be there in that position. And he was getting up there. But then he had the gimmicks storyline where he was supposed to marry the boss's daughter, Stephanie. And then the two of them actually ended up falling in love with each other. And obviously that didn't go well backstage. A lot of the wrestlers did not like that Triple H was trying to sleep his way to the top, as a lot of people saw it. And Triple H went to Undertaker and he said, "Hey, what are your feelings on this? You know, what should I do?" And Undertaker said, "Well, a lot of people are going to be against you. It's going to be really difficult, but is it what you want? Because you're going to have a hell of a fight on your hands." And he did, and he went through it. A lot of people hated him. Vince McMahon also apparently was not greatly happy. He was like half on his side, half not on his side. Linda didn't want Stephanie. dating one of the wrestlers, from what I remember. And in the end, she ended up coming around as well. So Triple H had been in a huge amount of battles through his entire life up to this point. And then he started becoming champion, and he was the main heel to Stone Cold. He had some, like, great heated feuds there with all of that and things. And then they ends up, like, Stone Cold ended up like turning heel, and then they became two-man power trip. Stone Cold was the WAF champion, Triple H was the Intercontinental champion, and both of them were the tag team champions. And then Triple H tore his hamstring off the bone, and he continued the match even though he was injured, and he even took a Walls of Jericho on the table while he had that injured leg, and it put him out for months. And then he came back at the Royal Rumble, and he had the big gimmicked storyline, and they had the big music video for Beautiful Day. And I think everyone knew that he was going to win the Royal Rumble because he was making his big return, and he did the passionate promo of, just in case you forgot who in the hell I am the Game, Triple H. And the way that he got that title of the Game, I heard people say that the Game gimmick was supposed to be reserved for Owen Hart. Triple H has said that was never the case, never that he was aware of. The way that the Game came about was JR was in an interview with Triple H, and then Triple H and JR said, well, what about you? Do you study the game, the wrestling game and all that kind of stuff? And then Triple H said, the game? I am the damn game, JR. And then he breaks JR's arm. Obviously, not real, but yeah, this is one of my favourite images. This one here, this WrestleMania 1 event card, this Event Pro. This is my very, very first Event Pro card as well, this Triple H right here. So, but yeah, so then he came back from that injury, did all that, became, the guy, the main champion, the main face, beat Chris Jericho at WrestleMania for the Undisputed Championship. And yeah, really kind of solidified himself as one of the main guys. He had Evolution, then after that he brought back D-Generation X after he had the feud with Shawn Michaels as well, and then he started running the King of Kings gimmick, and then the Authority angle, and now he is literally the guy that is running the entire show, the literal King of Kings, the actual person in charge of the entire business, the person that is realistically taking over from Vince McMahon is Triple H, who is really never supposed to be much more than a mid-card main eventer. And I think that is pretty awesome to be able to struggle through all of that. And also the pedigree is one of the coolest finishers in wrestling history. It's so iconic, and it's fairly different from everything. The closest thing is Angel Wings that Chris Daniels did, and I'm pretty sure that Christopher Daniels started doing that after the pedigree. There's few things that look as iconic as what the pedigree does, and he does it so masterfully. And also he's got so many other different things as well. He's got the figure 4 leg lock, and he started doing that because of his thing with Ric Flair. And also he was the one that gave Ric Flair's confidence back, to be Ric Flair again. And that's huge. That is huge. And Triple H has had more main event WrestleManias than anyone else. He's lost a majority of them, but the fact that he's been there, he's been in them, pretty much solidifies him as, one of the main guys. And not only just over a couple of years, we're talking over decades. Like from, I want to say it's 96, and he did put his boots in the ring. He left his boots in the ring, signifying that that's him done with wrestling. But and he has had the heart problems as well. So I think he is maybe done with wrestling now. But the guy still looks like he can go. He might be, the corporate overlord at the moment, but he's still the guy. And I mean, that comeback from injury, that comeback story, being the, the main guy, the king of kings, working his way up that, climbing that ladder, which was not an easy ladder to climb, and everything that he did along the way. I mean, there's a lot of people that hate him. There's a lot of people that hate Triple H, and that Triple H buried people, that he put people under. And yeah, he did. Sure, no one's denying that. He put himself over. He knows what he did, and I don't think he denies it. I mean, he won't agree to it, but like he doesn't go like, no, that wasn't the case. There's some angles that have been questionable, like when Triple H against Booker T, and both Triple H and Ric Flair referred to Booker T as, "You guys should be carrying my bags," and that seems a little bit racist. Apparently, they said that it was supposed to be the "you guys" was in reference to WCW guys, and not to anything to do with Booker T. But it's suspicious. I mean, I wouldn't say one way or another. I won't defend Triple H on that one. But there's been other times that Triple H probably should have lost, but didn't. But I mean, the fact that in the Roman Reigns Royal Rumble, the one versus all, that Triple H came out and Triple H was the one that eliminated Roman Reigns and then eliminated Dean Ambrose in the finale to become the new WWE champion when he came out at number 30. Like, that was such a a huge shock surprise for me. And the thing is, if you watch Triple H's career as a fan of him and that you don't hate him, he suddenly becomes a very, very different person. Because I could get that, like, I was watching wrestling with people and people were like, "No, why?" And I was like, "Yes, yes." And Triple H is pretty good at putting himself over. He'll make you happy if you're on his side a lot more than he will upset you. So, and also, I mean, like the Stone Cold being run over angle, it was supposed to be Rikishi that ran him over, and then the whole thing was just set up by Triple H to put Triple H over as even more of a villain. I think the original idea was that Rikishi was supposed to be the one that was behind it all, but Triple H was, decided to be put in the position again, the place for that. I think the original idea was actually supposed to be Billy Gunn that was supposed to be the one that ran over Stone Cold, but he had been having some kind of problems with WWE at the time. But I mean, if you watch the pay-per-view, I can't remember which pay-per-view it was, where Stone Cold gets run over, you'll see that Billy Gunn is the only member of DX that doesn't show up at that point until the point where Stone Cold gets run over, and then Billy Gunn shows up afterwards. So I think that the original idea was supposed to be Billy Gunn, and then they changed it to Rikishi, who hadn't even debuted in WWE by that point, and then they changed it to, Rikishi was, "I did it for The Rock," but then that turned into, no, he was doing it because of Triple H. So I think there was like a lot of things that got changed around, but Triple H has always been my favourite guy. He is the number one. Shawn Michaels comes damn close. Stone Cold Steve Austin comes damn close. And Undertaker comes damn close. But Triple H is my number one. Without question, he is the favourite of the Grand Cat. And I hope that gives you a little bit of insight with this little top 25 wrestlers, including all the ones that I listed in the previous video that were ones that just missed the cut. But yeah, Triple H is my guy. So, with that said, folks, I hope you all have a very lovely Christmas. Whatever it is you're doing, whatever it is, wherever you are in the world, whatever religion you are a part of, even if you're part of no religion, I hope you're having a lovely holiday. I hope that you're enjoying it. I hope you're having fun with your family or your friends. And if you've got presents, I hope there are things that you like. With that said, folks, I wish you all a very oh my goodness, I wish you all a very Merry Christmas, and I hope to see you all again very soon. If you like this video, give us a like, share, and subscribe. And if you are subscribed, make sure you click that notification icon. If you want to give me a lovely little Christmas present, super thanks. It's right there in the bottom right corner. But only if you can afford it. That is going to be it for this little video, folks. I really hope that you all enjoyed, because I put a lot of effort into this. I put a lot of effort into making this list, making these videos. So I really hope that it is something that you guys all enjoyed. But that's going to be it for this video, folks. You all have a Merry Christmas, and I will see you all in the next video. Goodbye, everybody.